Welcome to Creatives in the Spotlight. Today we have Tori Snyder and Jeremy York. And Tori has been in the music business for quite a while, and she's got some music on Apple Play. So I'm going to let them perform one of her original tunes, and I hope you enjoy the show.
For 3 years old, Mama sent bullets through the night. She's scared and tired of the fight. She wasn't dealt a strong hand to hold on, but she wasn't about to fold. Her daddy was a rambling, damaged gypsy soul on a one-man show. They called her Crazy Red, little Draco crazy, crazy red, all those days seem hazy, and all the lies they had to disguise. Oh, but Draco made me what they don't want to realize. Oh, they can't break me. 17 and growing up, her crown passed down from broken blood. The damn black sheep is what she was, raising hell like her daddy does. Tired of faking and fucking up, feeling like I'm not enough and giving up, yeah. They say I'll never measure up, but here I am, I'm still standing. I'm still standing, yeah. Living and loving and laughing it up because I'm crazy red, little Draco crazy, crazy red, all those days seem hazy, and all the lies they had to disguise. So Draco made me what they don't want to realize. Oh, they can't break me. I feel it coming, the sense in me running, ready to learn from the breakdown. I'm feeling strong now, ready to learn how to come out, fight down. I'm crazy red, little Draco crazy, crazy red, all those days seem hazy, and all the lies they had to disguise. Oh, Draco made me, and what they don't want to realize. Oh, they can't break me. Oh yeah, oh yeah. Draco made me crazy red, 'cause Draco made me.
Tori, that was amazing. You guys are such a hit together.
Thank you.
So I got to ask you, what got you into the music industry? And about how old were you when you decided to pursue this dream?
Well, I've been singing my whole life, but it wasn't until I hit 30 when I had this big epiphany where I decided, all right, I'm done being a karaoke singer. I'm done just singing at home. I need to pursue my dreams. And so, yeah, I decided I'm gonna full on go to this and do the best I can.
Awesome. Now you've got some music out on Apple Play, is that correct?
Yeah, I got they're on streaming platforms, yes.
Oh,
so,
awesome.
Yes, we're still in the studio with Crazy Red, so I'm excited. That should be dropping soon.
Oh, so it's not even out yet.
No, it's not
you
even
guys
out
got to cheat. You get to hear it before it's even out. That's awesome.
Yeah, I've played it, live at shows and stuff like that, but yeah, it's not out there just yet.
Okay.
So,
And you guys are doing some live performances, right?
yep. Actually, this Friday we have a pop-up gig at the Turn, and it will be our first little get together as a band, and before June 6th, which is going to be in Lenore. So we're going to be doing the Friday Night Live in Lenore. So that will be the big kickoff for Scarlet Darlin. So
Scarlet Darling.
yes,
That's the name.
Darlin.
Darlin.
They call me Darlin.
Got it. That's amazing. Now, as far as you pursuing your dream, where do you want to see it go?
Honestly, when I first started doing this, it really was just to help bring in income. It really was. It was a fun outlet. It was a hobby. It was something I was passionate about. So when I realized, hey, I can actually do this if I put my mind to it, and I started putting together, I've worked with other bands, I've met a lot of people, and so now I want to be successful, and I want to be able to support my family and myself, and just enjoy life together. So whatever that looks like, there's not really a price tag on that. So
Right.
So,
And you can't put a price tag on doing what you enjoy doing and what makes you happy.
Also, it proves to my kids that whatever your dreams are, you can pursue them with enough work. And they're actually watching me go through this, and hopefully that inspires them as well, and others.
Well, and they need to see setbacks and see how you overcome that.
Oh, yeah.
It can develop a persistence in them where they continue to chase their dreams.
Exactly.
That's a beautiful role model to be.
Thank you.
That is awesome. So apart from doing live gigs, are you doing any music videos yet?
I've done side little videos back in my past. I started doing modeling when I was about 21. But I ended up getting out of that about 24, somewhere in there.
Okay.
And I've done music videos for them, and professional cover shoots and stuff like that. I liked it. I learned a lot, but it wasn't fulfilling enough for me. So, but this will actually, Crazy Red will be my first official music video.
Wow, that's awesome.
I'm excited about it.
So you've done some cover band stuff too.
Oh, yes. I've done the cover band. I was a singer with Danny Carr and the Skeleton Crew. She was the one that was on AGT, so America's Got Talent. And she's one of my besties. I love her so much. She's so talented. And then I ended up meeting Carmen Tate, and I worked with her for almost 2 years, performing as Stevie Nicks with the Chain. So we toured, we did all the things, got on Fox News, and I actually got on another news channel. I can't remember the name of it, but with Danny Carr and the Skeleton Crew as well. But yeah, all of those things were just such a beautiful learning experience. So when I finally made a decision back in December and January, I'm going to pursue Scarlet Darlin, because I had it 2-3 years ago going, and then life just happens. It falls apart.
Right.
And that was a setback a little bit. But I knew as long as I'm doing music, I'm going to be successful, I guess you could say.
Right. Well, you have a beautiful voice. You've got a great talent for it. And you wrote that song.
I did write that, yes.
And have you got any more that...
I do. I've got about, 5 songs that are done.
Okay.
So the rest are...
So you're putting together an album.
Oh, yeah. We're doing the thing. There's a lot of things under hush-hush.
Okay.
I try not to talk too much about, so...
Yeah, well, you got to keep that element of surprise. I get that. Yeah.
So that's why I'm so excited for June 6th, because that's the real big kickoff. So hopefully
we're going to have to be there.
Yes, please.
We're going to have to be there and see that.
Yes,
live. So, I like to support other creatives, and you're actually the first musician and singer that we've had on the show.
Nice, thanks. Thanks for having me.
We do quite a bit of film and stuff like that, because I'm familiar with a lot of people in the film industry.
Right.
But the more I'm getting into it, the more I meet talented people like you in the music industry, and I really want to help promote that and get a little notoriety out there, get you known and seen, because there's a lot of people that without enough exposure, it's an uphill battle.
It's hard. I mean, it really takes a family. That's something that I created in that music circle, in our towns and the neighboring areas. And, people, they'll know your name by like your character and how well you do, and like, and how you're just willing to get up there and just sing and just be a part, and it's not a money thing.
That impression that you leave on them, that
Yeah.
you carry with them, and to be a local celebrity like that, to have talent, don't roll your. I'm serious. You get on stage, you are putting on a show.
That is my goal. I always, I learned with the chain, not just to be a singer, to perform. And I love performing so much. It is something that it drives me. And so with everything that I do, I try to go. Some people say it's going a little too much, but I much rather go.
Well, I could see you were struggling sitting still in that chair while you were singing. And I was like,
yes.
You want to get up and do some moves. I get it.
I do. It's a thing. It's a whole thing.
Well, you got to put on a show.
Yes.
Especially when you're the center of attention and singing your song, that way you leave that impression. Because if you're just standing there singing into a mic,
It's boring.
Yeah, you're like,
even as a
something,
right. Even as a singer, it can get boring. So we hang out with our teammates and our bandmates, and and just play to the crowd, and it's fun.
And I'm sure you've met a lot of interesting people along the way.
Yes. A lot of tons of people. The one that's popped into my mind right now was probably one of the best honors I've ever received. And it was just a 5-second conversation. We did a big gig. I was performing as Stevie in ETSU. And a guy who worked with Stevie Nicks herself, came up to me. He's like, you know what? You did good. She would be proud.
That really
and as quick
Oh.
as he came, said that, and he left, and I was just like, I don't even have time to talk to you. Who are you, the mystery man?
But that really does leave a lasting impression in your mind that, it gives you some satisfaction that, hey, I nailed it.
Yeah, that was such a thing, because it's one thing to sing a cover song, and because you're putting your own spin on it, which I do with everything I do.
Yeah.
But when I was with that, there was a lot of nuances I had to isolate, and movements and dance moves, and how she holds her mic, and how she holds her mic, and how she moves and just interacts with everybody. It's a whole thing.
I imagine when you're doing a cover band or a cover song, you really have to kind of get to know the artist, mimic kind of what they do. You're putting on the show as that person.
Yes.
Right.
So as close as you can get. And that was my goal. So, and I think I did pretty well with it. I mean, I'm obviously not Stevie Nicks by no means, but I draw inspiration from where she drew, and I sat there and I meditated on her. And I feel like I take that. There was a big transition stepping out of Stevie into Tori. And it's so funny because it's so much easier performing as somebody else than it is
yourself.
Just you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really had to dig these past 6 months and really figure out who I am and what I want and what I like, and who is Tori, so I've been on this whole little journey of being authentic to myself, and so that's a fun journey, and I'm still learning, and I always want to be learning and growing and stuff like that.
Well, when you're creating your own brand and creating your own character, you really got to be kind of cautious, I guess, in how the world's going to perceive that.
Exactly, because they only see this much of you, so, and who you want to be that person, so, and what that person looks like. So I think I have a really good idea of what I want the world to know about me and see me and view me. So
well, that's amazing.
Thank you.
It really is. And your guitarist, Jeremy.
Yes.
How long have you two been playing together?
Well, I met him good Lord, it's 4 years ago now. When I first decided to do music, I did it the old-fashioned way, Craigslist.
Okay.
So I got a PA. I got all the music equipment handed down to me from a loved one that passed away. And I was just like, what? All this stuff is kind of lining up and landing in my lap, So it's kind of
written in the stars.
Right? Are you trying to tell me something?
The universe was saying, do this.
Right?
That's awesome.
Just giving me the tools to be able to do it if I decided. So anyway, started with Craigslist, and that person, I got out all these people together and we jammed and we had fun, and this person left and I met this person met me this fun. It was just a tangled web of what came to be Scarlet Darlin, and eventually landed with Jeremy. And when I revamped it, I ended up getting a pianist, Dana, a bassist, Steve, and a guitarist who is Carson. And they, oh man, it's just like magic when we're in the room. I mean, we breathe the same. It is a whole nother level. So I cannot wait for our shows. I cannot wait. It's just so much fun just to be able to play with your family, you know.
Right.
It's not just your bandmate, it's your family.
They're your extended family.
Oh yeah,
you know.
100%.
That is amazing.
And then I've been working on merch.
Yeah, you do some clothes designing too, right?
Okay, so when I first started, obviously I didn't have no money to go buy expensive fun things. So I hit up the Goodwill and I went to Hobby Lobby and I made my first show jacket and my hats. And it was diamond studded. It looked like Dolly Parton threw up all over it.
So you make your own hats
Oh,
too?
yes.
Okay.
I burn them. All the designs are freehand. I've been doing that
Got some very creative talent.
Yeah, so I wanted, and that one's called Darlin Couture. Jeremy actually helped me name that. And it was like, I wanted to make something for the band, but not necessarily band merch, you know?
Right.
So I wanted something like, there's one thing about just getting a whole bunch of t-shirts with your band logo on it. That's cool and all, but I want
It's
people,
kind of cookie cutter, not original.
yeah, exactly. So I wanted something that people are going to want to, they're actually going to want to wear this every day. Or so I started launching my hats, and then I started launching the jackets, and then I did the hair braids, and you can't hardly see them right now, but they're different little pieces that are they just clip in, and they're just adds a little fun in your hair, and it's cute. And they match the hats.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Well,
so,
you're coordinating.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I actually just started designing hat pins. Do you know what a hat pin is?
Yeah.
Okay, so I never knew what a hat pin was.
Okay.
So I had to, during the shows or a gust of wind, my hat blows off.
Oh, no.
It drove me up the wall. So finally I was like, there's got to be a way to fix this. So I ended up doing a little demo with some metal that I had. It was just like a little thing I was putting together. And then I ended up watching a movie. And this girl, it was a black and white movie. And she had her top hat, she was going to a funeral. And you know how they have the little birdcage net thing over your face?
Yeah.
She put this little hat pin, it was about yay long, put it into her hair. I was like, genius.
There it is.
Genius, right on time. So yeah, I started working on that, and all the gigs that we're gonna have Darlin Couture. So as our merch.
All right. Well, we're gonna check out some of your stuff.
Yeah,
so if we can, we'll take a short break, and we'll go ahead and feature a couple of her items, and we'll be back after this message. All right, welcome back to Creatives in the Spotlight. Tori has so much amazing talent. I hope you really enjoyed checking out the hats and the clothing and stuff that she's got going on. But I have to ask, why music? Out of all this talent you've got, all this creativity. Why music?
Well, it became a healing journey. So trying not to get in too detailed on everything, but long story short, I had a rough upbringing and I went through a lot of things from a young age to about 25 years old. So when I decided to do music, I started writing for myself about these instances that happened to me, and they're in a journal.
Right.
And there was a point where, like, I'm still to this day nervous about bringing that stuff out because I don't want to hurt other people's feelings. You know,
Right.
That's one thing. But also, like, I'm so proud of where I am now versus where I was.
Well, you know, sometimes the past better left in the past. But
Right.
if you can take all that negative
Right.
and turn it into a positive, let it inspire you and fuel you
Yes. Yes.
to tell your story, to be the creative that you've become.
That's exactly what Crazy Red's about. You know, the first verse is about my grandmother and all the things that she went through and her traumas, and then my mother on the second verse, and then me on the bridge watching all of that happen, and, you know, taking this black sheep badge of honor and turning it around and being like, look, this is the strength from who I am, like from what happened, and now I'm able to turn it around and make it beautiful, you know, like, and like grow from it and heal from it. So, like, and I have so many songs that are like talking about exactly that. So, and I'll bring those out when I'm ready.
When you're ready, in due time.
I think I do have 2 of them out already. Well, not out on the platforms yet.
Okay.
But they're in the studio process, that are about some really hard things that I went through and overcome. And I'm so proud, like, of myself and, you know, my strength and my kindness and my resilience. It's just, it's a good thing.
You know, some of the most creative and inspiring people in whatever industry, but mainly entertainment, have come from, you know, very tough spots. Some suffer from depression, like Robin Williams, for instance.
Oh, been
probably
there,
one of the best, kindest person you ever met. But, you know, it's usually spawned from something that forced us to evolve.
Exactly. And even with that example, I mean, he ended up not only making his mark on the world, bringing joy to so many families. That's a time, like a stamp in time, you know, and then to be able to bring awareness to mental health. That's a huge thing, like,
really
especially nowadays, you know, there's so many people struggling, and I feel like I connect to those kind of people. And I feel like if I can write music that helps someone heal, then I did it.
That's amazing. You've definitely nailed it. You know, being in the entertainment industry, I've met so many creatives that have a story to tell, that have, whether it be a traumatic childhood or early, you know, segment in life that they've just kind of flipped the switch and said, you know what, I want to make other people happy. I want to inspire other people. And you would really be surprised how many people through that you inspire, that you give hope to.
Yeah.
And it's amazing that you've taken that step and you've pushed yourself to the point to where you're just killing it.
Yeah, thank you.
You know?
Thank you.
And I'm just amazed by it, really.
Well, thank you.
With everybody that I meet in this industry and I get to interview on this show, it's just the more I learn.
Yeah, and that's something I always want to be doing. That's something beautiful about music. Like, you can be 100 years old and still learning and ever growing. Just this genre blending nowadays alone is fun and creative and artistic, and you get to, like, for me, I love blues. I love a blues song, and I love country music and rock, but I am in love with a 80s guitar solo.
Don't start. I grew up in the 80s. I get it.
My favorite band was Def Leppard.
I was jamming to them in the shower on the way, you know, getting ready for this today.
That's my thing. So, yeah, like, a lot of people were like, well, what kind of music do you sing and what do you play? I'm like, I mean, I play everything. I grew up on everything, you know, and so it's really hard to put yourself in just one box, you know, because there's many facets of myself that I love. I love music, you know, whether it be, you know, or I at least have an appreciation.
Well, they say that,
You know?
that music is the only thing that won't leave you.
Exactly.
You know, no matter who comes into your life and goes out of your
And it
life,
holds memories.
music is always there. It will always inspire you. It will always remind you of a time,
Yes,
place,
exactly.
a circumstance, and it's there, and
Yes.
it will always be there.
And I think that was another thing that I circled around with mental health was like I struggle remembering from like 16 down. So when I hear a certain song and it brings back a memory, it's just like,
Yeah.
I love that. I love it. It brings
You can't recreate
you
that feeling. It's just spontaneous, instant. It's bam, there it is. It takes you back to that moment. And let's hope it was a pleasant one.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of like, there's many times where my mom was like in the kitchen or in the car, and my mom's a singer. She's a beautiful singer too.
Yeah. Okay. So it runs in the family.
It definitely runs in the family. My papa taught me how to play the guitar, and I had the tambourine that he gave me when I was yay big. So
You write music, you sing music, and you play an instrument.
yes, I play a little bit of guitar, and I dabbled in the keys, and I just picked up a violin.
You know, that is the very first instrument I learned to play.
Really?
Yeah, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade.
Really?
And then 9th grade hit high school, put the violin down, picked up the guitar.
Okay.
And
Now, so I'm lucky to have such a support team around me to help me with like the band and stuff like that. Like they are so talented, way beyond my pay grade. But but it's fun to be able to come to them and just be like, I have a really cool idea, and all I have to do is like do whatever I like comes out, and they get it.
Yeah.
They feel it, they know it, and then it comes to life, and I'm like, oh my gosh.
you're speaking a language.
Exactly.
And that's great when you find your clique, you know, when you find the people that you can just, look, I know, I got it in my, and they figure it out, you know,
Oh,
I'm picking up,
And
I'm mopping up what you're spilling.
exactly.
We're going to make it.
Exactly. And
awesome.
in that same sense, you know, I'm learning about like, you know, music theory and stuff like that. So, so yeah, it's been a really cool journey. It really has.
Awesome. Have you ever thought about getting some of your music in films?
I would love that.
Well, you know, that's typically how music is idolized or you know, immortalized,
Yes.
should I say.
Yeah.
Hardly anybody's going to remember Eye of the Tiger,
Right?
but had it not come
It's
out
up.
in the film, you know, it would have just been another passing
If an
phase.
opportunity arose, I would jump on it.
Okay. Well, hear that, guys, filmmakers?
Oh.
Tori, she's your music lady. Yeah, hit her up. So that's amazing.
But yeah, I actually was talking about with Jeremy the other day. We were watching this little Anastasia, the cartoon.
Okay.
And one of my favorite childhood memories was dancing and being Anastasia in front of the TV screen and singing and stuff like that. So I was like, you know what? I could do that. I could totally sing and be like a person behind a cartoon face.
Awesome.
Totally do that.
That is awesome.
Yes.
Well, Tori, it has been an absolute pleasure. We love your music. I hope this gets the exposure that you're looking for because, like I said, this show is created and designed to feature creatives and their talents so that everybody out there can, you know, really get to see that this isn't just Charlotte. It's not just North Carolina. This is a hub for a lot of untapped talent. And people like Tori, I'm telling you, you're amazing. I can't wait to see you. What is it, June 6th?
June 6th.
In Newton.
In Lenore.
Lenore. Okay. And it's, is it after 5 alive?
Friday Night Live.
Friday Night Live.
7 to 10.
7 to 10. You hear that, guys? Okay. Well, you can count on seeing us there. And again, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Honor, seriously.
And I look forward to having you again. Maybe after you get a couple more songs or another album out.
We'll have the whole band.
Book it.
Here we go.
Thanks, guys, for joining us today. We hope you enjoyed the show. I know I did.
Yes.
And again, thank you again. I hope you have a great night, and we'll see you next week.